How do you protect 850 settlers in the middle of 200,000 Palestinians? You create sterile buffer zones between both communities. I said earlier that Goldstein massacre is the most important event to why Hebron looks the way it looks today, because that's when the segregation of the city starts. As a response to the Goldstein massacre, right away the IDF puts the entire Palestinian community in Hebron under curfew for 2 months. Again, curfew means you're not allowed to leave the house day and night. The concept is very simple. You want to prevent a revenge attack against the settlers in response to the settlers to the settler who massacred Palestinians. You put Palestinians of the city under house arrest for 2 months. Once the curfew is lifted, the Shuhada Street, that used to be one of the main streets of town, you can see it in the center of your map in red, is shut down for Palestinian transportation. What used to be the meat market of Hebron, you see this box in front of the settlement of Avraham Avinu? Together with the vegetable wholesale market, like an L around the meat market, yeah, were announced as sterile buffer zones where Palestinians cannot step a foot in. Okay? Since the beginning of the Second Intifada, I think what we're going to do is let's continue walking for 100 meters. They're not going to follow us, and then we'll stop and continue, okay?
Well, it's my first time here with the Holy Land Co-ordination, and a lot of people are saying to me who've been here many years running, the more you learn about the situation, the more complicated this land feels. And I guess visiting Hebron like this for the first time in my life, that's impacting on me strongly. But even more deeply really is just I'm feeling the pain of the people here. It's a city so important for all the Abrahamic faiths, but you just see the faces of the youngsters who were begging round us, and the man who protested at our presence here as we were entering the town. And you realise that this is a place of profound suffering, and that it is extraordinarily complicated to reconcile and sort, but very important that we come here and feel their pain. Just over there, our excellent guide is just showing people what remains of the meat market. What remains? There's no meat market because it was sterilised. That's a word he's been using quite a lot for the last half hour. And it's a shocking word, isn't it? And one of the young people who wanted to sell us something as we were coming through said, you have to buy now because we can't go down there because it's sterilised for us. So you do feel their pain, and yeah, I'm just very pleased that I've come because I think I needed to feel this pain.
It's quite shocking and depressing, walking down streets where the shops have all been closed and shut. It's been described to us by our guide as being a ghost town, and certainly the centre of Hebron, which should be the commercial centre and full of life, is dead. And very severe restrictions placed on Palestinians in order to enhance the security of a small number of Jewish settlers. So there are streets along which the Palestinians are not allowed to walk, other streets in which they're not allowed to drive. Coming face to face with that kind of discrimination is quite kind of shocking.
Walking through the streets of Hebron, just outside what was a bustling thoroughfare, in fact the spice market at the beginning of our walk, now completely sanitized because it has become a complete sterile street, which means that Palestinian people can live behind sealed doors, the doors of their shops sealed, but they cannot walk through that street. And where we are standing now, only 5 out of 50 Palestinian families remain in their houses. There is no way that this immoral state of affairs can be justified. And it is imperative for the international community to help towards a just and lasting settlement for all the people of this land.